A 5-year-old never deserves to be called the N-word. I didn't think that had to be explicitly explained. But a woman who called a kid the N-word multiple times has raised over $500,000. And these are the reasons coming from her supporters. He was a thief! He's 5 years old.
He looks a little big for his age.
If you are intimidated by children, don't go to public parks then. I bet he doesn't even have autism. That still wouldn't be a reason for you to yell slurs at him. If you pull out the N-word the moment a black person doesn't meet your standards of respectability, you're upholding white supremacy. Non-black kids don't receive that level of scrutiny even when they're guilty. If there's a black child in your life, teach them that the source of their self-love should be internal, that they don't have to shuck and jive for conditional approval. And if you donate it to this lady, go buy some therapy!
A white kid never deserves to be stabbed in the chest at a track meet. I didn't think that had to be explained. But now a black kid has raised over $500,000 for stabbing a white kid in the chest. And here's the reasons coming from his supporters. He was white. He was white. He was white. If you're intimidated by white people, don't go to Texas. If you pull out a knife the moment a white person doesn't meet your standards of respectability, then you're upholding black supremacy and you're upholding all of the negative stereotypes associated with black people for apparent reasons. You see how easily I can do that too? But what these people don't seem to realize is that any points they make, they're always null and void because they're gigantic hypocrites. If there's one thing that these people can't do, it's try to make the points that he just made in that video. The black community cannot take any moral high ground on basically any type of scenario or situation that's going on in the world today. This community who props up and celebrates its worst cannot even pretend for a moment that they have any moral high ground and that they have any right to preach to any other group of people about anything at all. And I mean, we can just look at the last 3 or 4 weeks as an example of why they have no business trying to preach to anyone else and talking about white supremacy and all of this, flipping out over the N-word after they celebrated Karmelo Anthony. And it's funny because some people, I guess in their mind, they thought it was a one-off. They thought it was a unique case, right? They thought, well, they're just celebrating Karmelo Anthony. Surely they wouldn't celebrate, another story like this one. And then here comes Rodney Hinton Jr., who runs over a retired cop. And now they're treating him like the new hero. In fact, they kind of already forgot about Karmelo. But we got to watch this dude who's talking about don't shuck and jive. You're the one shucking and jiving right now with your little hat on, okay? But here we have this dude to preach to white people, right? Because we're the ones that need a firm talking to. Because Shiloh said the N-word. They don't need a firm talking to when they go around killing people all the time on a daily basis. There's too many stories to keep up with, and we all know it, and they know it too. But they don't care. They feel like we have to ignore their crimes while they melt down every 6 or 7 months when they manage to catch someone saying the N-word on camera. I don't really give a damn about any of it. What I give a damn about is the people who are losing their lives for no reason. What I give a damn about is how society is being destroyed by these very same people who celebrate Karmelo Anthony and then freaking lose their minds over Shiloh Hendrix. And speaking of people losing their minds over Shiloh Hendrix, I have a clip that I want to show you guys really quickly. But first, people often ask, how can they support the channel? And the answer to that question is very simple. You could support the channel for free in many ways by simply liking the video, dropping a comment, sharing this video on social media. That helps the channel a lot. And of course, subscribe if you haven't already. But if you want to take your support one step further, you could always donate via Cash App or Super Thanks. It is always greatly appreciated because this platform doesn't really show me love, so I depend on y'all to show me love. And I have been feeling the love lately, and I thank you guys for that. But with that being said, let's go ahead and roll this clip really quick, and then I'll be right back with more.
So, did y'all see that video of the Caucasian lady calling a little boy the N-word? Her name is Shiloh. Go look it up. Tell me why this heifer had the audacity to start a GoFundMe because her family not safe. And people donated. Meanwhile, I have a GoFundMe so I can raise $15,000 to go back to school so I can get my teacher certification. Am I the wrong color? Like, the fuck?
Good God, if I had a freaking nickel, for every fire alarm battery chirp that I've heard in the last couple of weeks while covering this Karmelo Anthony and Shiloh Hendrix story, I would have more money than Karmelo and Shiloh combined. Listening to all of these videos, all of these rants, and constantly you just hear the chirp in the background. And for some reason, I don't know why, but a lot of black people, they cannot hear it. They cannot hear the fire alarm chirps. I don't know what it is, but it's in every freaking video, folks. And here she is complaining about Shiloh, spending her time recording herself complaining about Shiloh when she should be changing the battery in her fire alarm. And she's mad that Shiloh is raising money because she feels like she needs money. We need to pay for her to become a teacher. Do you really want someone who can't even hear fire alarm chirps teaching your kids? I mean, lady, no one's going to send you money to become a teacher because no one wants you teaching kids. Like, let's just be clear. But, I mean, the fire alarm chirps, it always takes me out. It's always hilarious because these people will be going on these long spiels. Some of them try to sound more educated than what they are. They're all making these threats against Shiloh, and you just hear the fire alarm chirping in the back. And I just can't take these people seriously when I hear that. I really can't. I can't take this lady seriously as she complains and wallows in self-pity about Shiloh as I'm hearing like 3 or 4 chirps in a 30-second video. That thing was chirping at an alarming rate. Usually, there's more time in between chirps, and I think I would know because I've heard a lot of chirps lately. The chirps are driving me nuts. The ceiling birds. I, like, literally multiple times this week, I had to see, like, wait, is that my fire alarm? No, it's just the fire alarms in the videos that I'm watching. But as far as Shiloh goes, as I've explained before, these people are their own worst enemy. Because when they put out these videos, all they're doing is causing people to donate more money to Shiloh. The donations would have slowed down or dried up after she passed Karmelo. But these people keep ranting about it every day. And every day I wake up and I think, okay, we probably won't talk about Shiloh Hendrix today. The situation's kind of over. It's just a lady saying the N-word. But every day I wake up and there's just people still losing their minds about it. Still losing their minds about it. So as long as these people are losing their minds about it, I'm going to be here to make fun of them. And I hope you guys are going to be here to watch. So let me know your thoughts about this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up. Hit that subscribe. Ring that notification bell. And I'll talk to you all very soon in the next one.